Welcome. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors and the singing of the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting
Please be seated. It's my pleasure now to introduce the platform party. I would ask that they stand as they are introduced and that you hold your applause until everyone has been recognized. Mr. William Thomas, Associate Professor of Music. Mary Beth Bailey, Assistant Professor of Radiological Sciences and Faculty Marshal. Nash McMahon, Chair of the Board of Trustees. Jade Pearl, our Harrison Award winner. Jessica Fluharty, Regional Director of Emergency Services, University of Maryland Shore Regional Health, and our Community Services Award winner. David Harper, Jr., Vice President for Workforce and Academic Programs. Kamari Collins, Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment Management. In the front row of the tent, Kathy Coppersmith, Karen Smith, Interim Vice President for Administrative Services, Mr. Greg Warner, our CIO, and members of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Robert Grace, Mr. Milton Nagel, Mr. Reza Jafari, Mayor Victoria Jackson Stanley, Ms. Brenda Shorter, and Ms. Mary Bernard Turner. You can all applaud now. This celebration this morning is also made possible by faculty, administration, and staff dedicated to student success. With the graduates and audience, please join me in acknowledging the outstanding faculty and staff of Chesapeake College. As many of you know, this is an exceptional ceremony for us because several weeks ago we thought we wouldn't be having one. And then with things changing so rapidly with the pandemic, we were able to make some very quick arrangements to arrange for an outdoor ceremony. And I have to recognize Michelle Hall, our custodial staff, our maintenance staff, many leadership folks on campus that made today happen and allow us to have this beautiful ceremony together to celebrate our students' achievements. And I want to give them all a hand of applause especially. Just one small item of housekeeping. We do have the restrooms available in the Caroline Center, which is the building right to my left, to your right. Those restrooms are available for you today if you need to take a rest from our proceedings. It's been an exceptional year, as all of us know. There is an old saw, or a saying, "May you live in interesting times." In some explanations of that phrase, it is considered a curse. What I will say today, we have been living in interesting and challenging times over the past 18 months. As in other walks of life, the arrival of the pandemic and its related impacts has been seen and felt by those of us involved in education, and no more so than our students, particularly those graduating today. At this time, however, the future looks bright. Vaccination is now readily available to all over the age of 12, and it appears we are emerging finally from a long, dark period of our history marked by this exceptional and catastrophic event. We have now all become too familiar with the phrases and terminology we never really thought would be part of our daily lives, such as social and physical distancing, masking, emergency orders, COVID-19 itself, and the difficult days, weeks, and months that compose the reality of the past year and a half. I wish to acknowledge the enormous achievements that all of us under these tents and listening to my voice have accomplished in the past year and several months. You are all examples of perseverance, ingenuity, and the great word we like to use in education, grit. For our graduates, you have endured and succeeded in the face of challenges and obstacles none of us have ever dealt with in our lifetimes. As a generation, you will mark this past year as our parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents marked our lives with the economic dislocation and destruction of an era marked by the Great Depression, World War II, and the Cold War. We have seen unemployment and loss of life unparalleled in American history. We have seen the mass response to illness and death and the terrible price that this pandemic has extracted from our families and friends. Very few people have not been directly impacted by the evils of this thing that came to us from far away and reached into our homes and schools and workplaces. You have undertaken learning in this challenging environment and have succeeded in completing your course of studies. Many of you will now take credentials, some of you taking your place alongside other colleagues who remain on the front lines of this health emergency. We know you will make a major contribution, saving life, improving life, and helping others in the critical fields of your health professions. Others of you will become part of the massive economic recovery in vital skilled trades and professions that form the foundation of how our society functions and works every day. Many of you will continue your educations at the baccalaureate level at our partner institutions throughout the state and around the region and elsewhere. All of you will make a major contribution along the way. In the darkness of this past year, there has been light. Many of you are part of the effort to take care of your families, educating children at home, providing care for the stricken, and managing the day-to-day challenges that came with these difficult times. There have been other positives. We have all learned how to communicate with new modes of technology. As much as we have tired of Zoom and other conference applications, They have allowed us to continue the march of life and work. We have seen new technologies. come to the fore that we never used before. We have approached work differently with innovation and ingenuity. Many of us have had to extend ourselves to take care of family, friends, and neighbors. Some, particularly our first responders and healthcare providers, doing so at great risk. We know across the world we have lost many thousands of practitioners and essential workers who risk their own health and life to take care of others and to keep the structure of our daily life going. We thank them all. We honor those who paid the highest price in their own health and in some cases their very lives. We honor them by remembering them. Now, returning to more familiar themes at this time, I thank all the family, friends, and significant others who have helped those receiving their degrees and certificates today. I thank the faculty and staff of the college who extended themselves and adjusted to new needs to provide continued programs and services to our students. We have learned again that it takes a village to complete the task of education and all the things we do as an institution of higher learning. As you celebrate the day, I would like to have you or leave you with a few thoughts to remember as you make your way to what is next in your life. The first is Chesapeake is here for you. Through ongoing support, additional continuing education, association with the alumni and friends, relationships with faculty and staff, keep in touch and let us know how we can assist you as you continue to navigate your future. As I speak, I remember the faculty that supported me in my own first higher education experience, an English teacher named Dale Yerpe, a philosophy instructor, Jim McCabe, and my favorite history professor, Mr. Ted Baker, Director of Custodial Services by day and Professor Baker at night. These and many others provided for my success I had in my community college experience, the memory of which I prize every day as I go about my work at Chesapeake. Throughout my life, I've used that foundation as I've won my way through life in military service, baccalaureate and graduate education, in government service, and in my professional work as an educator, pulling upon my experiences, my successes, and my engaged faculty as a resource which supported me through it all to the present day. There's some final thoughts as I close my welcome and contemplate completing my first 3 years at Chesapeake myself, the most intense learning experience of my adult life. Or in other words, you never really are done going to school. First, continue to value the importance of connections to family, to friends, to coworkers, to colleagues, and to the organizations you belong to in service and work. You can never do things alone. We can do anything with the help and support of those we like, we love, and respect. If anything in the past year has illustrated that fact, is the impact of this disease and the damage it has caused. No person is an island, and it does take a village. Continue to seek learning. Teach yourself, learn from experience. Seek out opportunities to acquire new skills and to improve your existing set. Learn from others and seek out mentorship. And when the time is right, be a mentor yourself. You are all leaders. You all have something to offer someone else. Seek validation through service. The world is in need of doers. At a time when we often are subsumed in social media, gaming, and other activities which can isolate us, seek out opportunities to serve others and the community in which you live. This, probably even more than work itself, is one of the most valuable rewarders of your time and extension of talent. Work hard. Nothing determines success like the act of work. No matter where you end up at or at the level you begin with employment, become indispensable. Arrive early. Volunteer for the difficult tasks. Put in the time. Work ethic and engagement in many cases will make up for a lack of expertise, which is such an important part of continual lifelong learning. Take care of yourself. Maintain the balance. Work hard, but work smart. But remember to keep those close to you as the first priority. Take time to breathe, to see life in a positive sense. And don't forget the inner child that was you at age 4, when we were all brand new and life was just beginning. Every generation will have its challenge, These times are as challenging as any time in history, but also seek for and take advantage of opportunities. Technology, innovation, awareness, information, diversity. These are the watchwords of our time, and they have been in the centuries for the people that came before us. Embrace those opportunities that come before you. Be courageous. Take the chance to stretch when those occasions arise. You'll be surprised at what you can do. We thank you for beginning the next phase of your life at Chesapeake College, whether it was coming from high school or homeschool, whether it was transferring from another institution, or whether you came to college as a working adult. It was our privilege to serve you. Keep in touch. On behalf of all of us, our trustees, our staff and faculty, and for myself, God bless you and keep you, and we wish you all the best as you head out for the next chapter in your lives. Thank you very much. It's now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. As the Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment Management, Kamari Collins is responsible for key areas of the student experience at Chesapeake. In his role here for less than a year, Mr. Collins had to oversee the pivot to remote student services due to the COVID-19 pandemic. He is now working on our gradual campus reopening, of which we are right in the midst of right as we speak, which includes our in-person graduation ceremonies today. Mr. Collins was the Vice President of Student Affairs at Springfield Technical Community College in Springfield, Massachusetts from 2015 until October 2019. During his career in academics, Mr. Collins served in successive positions of responsibility, including Director of Academic Advising and Dean of Academic Advising and Student Success. And prior to his work at STCC, he served as Director of Youth and Educational Programs with the Urban League of Springfield, Incorporated. Mr. Collins holds a bachelor's degree in science and movement and sports studies and teacher preparation and a master's degree in human services from Springfield College. He is currently pursuing a doctorate in higher education administration at Northeastern University. Please, Mr. Collins.
Good morning. I would like to thank Dr. Coppersmith for that introduction. To the Chesapeake College Board of Trustees, my fellow college administrators, faculty, staff, parents, guests, and of course you, the graduates, thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. We gather to celebrate your hard work and accomplishments to achieve your goal of obtaining a degree, certificate, or credential from Chesapeake College. I can't express how proud of you I am for showing the ability to make it to this point, knowing all the things you did to get here. As a college, we know whether you are planning to transfer to a four-year college or heading out to the workforce, you will continue to make a difference and represent what it means to be a Chesapeake College graduate. We have all been through a lot over the last year and a half. From my experience over that time period and what has been shared with me, all of you graduates have put in the work to see your dreams become reality. And we all commend you for that. You all displayed the perseverance needed as we continue to deal with the many implications of COVID-19, along with the movement towards social justice and making our country more equitable for all people. It was the late Kobe Bryant that said, "Great things come from hard work and perseverance. No excuses." If you knew my brother, who is a huge Kobe fan, he lives and practices this every day. He currently serves as a CLO for a health center in Hartford, Connecticut. We will all want to consider what was our role to make the world a healthier and more inclusive place for both current and future generations. And to get there, we can look towards what former President Jimmy Carter said when he talked about us not being a melting pot, but a beautiful mosaic that includes different people, different beliefs, different yearnings, different hopes, and different dreams. It is with these thoughts in mind that Pat Waters talks about when we listen and celebrate what is both common and different, we become a wiser, more inclusive, and better organization. And that cannot be truer of the dedicated faculty, staff, and students of Chesapeake College. As I was preparing my remarks for commencement, I reflected on a quote by one of our great leaders that I admire and sits on my desk currently. In a commencement address given at my alma mater of Springfield College in 1964, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said to the graduates, "The time is always right to do right." I would like to take this time to share two of the many people in my life who have influenced me greatly and to always do right. My mother, Dr. Gina Joseph Collins, and my father, Jack Collins. When reflecting on my journey, I realized the tremendous impact my mom and dad had on my life due to their encouragement to continue to seek education. As a high-achieving high school graduate, my mother was not initially encouraged to pursue higher education in her senior year, but instead to seek a job right out of high school. Thankfully, another high school guidance counselor saw her potential and worked with her to apply and get accepted into Smith College. Because of this opportunity, she would go on to earn a bachelor's, master's, and a doctorate degree in education. Fast forward to my senior year of high school, and pending the birth of my daughter, I too was not fully provided with guidance about attending college as an average high school student. With my supportive high school sweetheart, now wife, and my mom and dad, the encouragement continued from home for us to go to college. My wife and I enrolled in college while balancing working and raising a child. Being reminded about the importance of continuing my education to provide a beautiful and better future for our new family helped me stay grounded and focused on my goals, including finding some time to volunteer by coaching and co-directing an AAU basketball program with my dad to provide access and mentorship to youth in the city of Springfield. It was that experience that helped me further figure out my path and other ways to do right by going to college and working to support other young men in my community do the same. My daughter has even picked up the baton, and after a very successful high school career in college, works as a second grade teacher in Southeast DC. My mother almost never reached her full potential because she was not encouraged to pursue higher education. My parents served as role models and constantly stressed the importance of keeping a strong faith and desire to push through. With that in mind and an eye towards making a difference, they always reminded me of the opportunities that would come from continuously seeking knowledge and pursuing education, which in turn has provided me opportunities for personal and professional growth. And for that, I am forever grateful. We must all strive to do right despite the many challenges and obstacles that may get in the way. As Maya Angelou quotes, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it." So as I leave you here today celebrating this wonderful occasion, and you return to your community to think about what's next, remember the time is now. We are counting on you to actively engage in doing right. Be the best version of you to ensure we can be a society where everyone has an opportunity to succeed. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Collins, for your remarks. It is now my pleasure to present the 2021 John T. Harrison Award. Mr. John T. Harrison was a Talbot County member of Chesapeake College's founding Board of Trustees. The college community is indebted to him for establishing this award prior to our first commencement. The John T. Harrison Award is given each year to a student who has demonstrated the highest performance in academics, leadership, and overall contributions to the college and the community. Our winner this year is a Denton native and a first-generation college student who used her own academic success to help others. The North Carolina high school graduate was a frontline retail worker during the pandemic as she managed a full academic course load. This year, she worked in the TRIO program at Chesapeake as a technology and IT tutor. An honors program student, she is a member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and holds a perfect 4.0 grade point average. A vocalist, she was also a member of Chesapeake's theater company and performed in the fall 2019 production and was an audio editor for the 2020 radio presentation. She participated in the Student Government Association and is also a presidential scholar. With her interest in both technology and art, she turned to computer science and graphics at Chesapeake, and she now plans to pursue a bachelor's degree in computer science at Salisbury University. It is with great pride and on behalf of all the trustees of this institution that I present to you the 2021 recipient of the John T. Harrison Award, Ms. Jade Pearl. Jade, I'll meet you. Jade, I'll meet you out front. Congratulations again, Jade.
Thank you. Good morning, family, friends, faculty, staff, and of course, my fellow graduates. To my fellow graduates, let me give you a big pat on the back because your hard work and perseverance have paid off. You have earned this. Regardless of where we come from, how old we are, who we want to be, we all have achieved this together. Many people say that this is a new chapter in our lives and that we are about to cross a threshold. But I say it's deeper than that. It is not simply a new chapter in our lives. It is a part of us that we will carry with us for the rest of time on earth. We will always remember this moment and the hours of hard work we poured in to end up here. We have been torn down and raised back up again. It has happened to me many more times than I can count. This is an amazing thing to accomplish. We have struggled, we have fought through blood, sweat, and tears because we wanted to achieve something great. In the end, our degrees and certificates are simply a piece of paper. Nothing can truly compare to the feeling of discovering our passions or the experience of our hard work paying off. Nothing can ever surpass the feeling of chasing your dreams and one day doing what you love to do with people who share your vision and with the people you love. No matter where we go from here, I hope I will always look back and remember who you are and keep following your heart. Graduating is something to be proud of, and so is discovering our passions. I am a perfectionist. For a time, I would not allow myself to do poorly because I did not see it as an option. Many times, I have struggled and wanted to give up. The transition to online learning during the pandemic did not make the stress any easier. But there was one factor that made me remember to keep pushing and to keep going. That factor was the people that are important to me. Without that connection in our lives, it is easy to lose sight and to lose faith. So, as we continue in the journey of life, I encourage my fellow graduates, as well as everyone here today, not to forget those in our lives that love us and bring us hope. Graduation is a beginning, not an end. It is a part of us, not just a new chapter. We will face many struggles, but we will also be uplifted that much more. I want to take a quick moment to thank my family, friends, and staff members for all of their hard work and undying support, without which I would not be standing here today. I want to thank all of the Chesapeake faculty and staff who took up the front lines during the pandemic to help all of us who have struggled through the rough transition to online and hybrid courses. I would like to give a special thanks to my middle school choir teacher, Mr. Potter, who raised me up when all else seemed to fail, and my theater professor, Dr. Robert Thompson, who taught me a great deal about self-confidence and having the bravery to do things such as giving this very speech. I also want to thank all of my other former professors at Chesapeake who have encouraged me so much throughout my academic career. And I want to remind my family and very dear friends and significant other that I am grateful to have had them around to give me the love and support I need to be where I am today. I do not have any special well-known quotes for everyone here. Rather, I'd like to close by asking everyone to do me a small favor. Before I finish speaking today, I want to ask my fellow graduates to keep in mind what hardworking individuals they are. I want them to leave the ceremony feeling supported. Like college, the journey of life is not easy. It is ragged and bittersweet. Good things and bad things will happen. What matters throughout all of this, whether it be graduating, starting a new career, or starting or maintaining a family, anything, is that we keep true to ourselves regardless of what may happen. What matters is that we remember what and who carries us, our loved ones, our mentors, and ourselves. What matters is that we go through life with the love and faith that got us through today and beyond. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations, class of 2021 and 2020.
Thank you, Ms. Pearl. And also thank you for reminding all of us that we do have some of our graduates from last year who joined us this year to walk and to enjoy the ceremony, because last year we did not have a public celebration. We welcome them. It's now my pleasure to announce the 2021 recipient of the Chesapeake College Community Service Award, Mrs. Jessica Fluharty. Jessica graduated from Chesapeake College McQueen Gibbs Willis Nursing Program in 2009. She went on to earn her bachelor's degree in nursing and her master's degree in nurse leadership and management from Wilmington University. She is a member of the American Organization for Nursing Leadership and the Sigma Theta Tau International Nursing Honor Society. She has also been recognized as a top nurse leader by the International Nurses Association. She currently works for the University of Maryland Regional Shore Health as the Regional Director of Emergency Services. Mrs. Fluharty began with the University of Maryland Shore Regional Health as a collegiate nurse, and her first official position was as an emergency department nurse in 2009, a position she held until 2016. During that time, she also became a neuroscience specialist and served as a stroke coordinator for the hospital's primary stroke center. Throughout her career, she has focused on how she can best serve her community. She is a member of the Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner Forensic Nurse Program, which helps to ensure all sexual assault survivors are assisted 24/7 at all 3 emergency departments. Over the past year, during the COVID pandemic, she has served as the second in command for the medical branch on the Incident Command System at Shore Regional Health. Throughout the last 18 months, she has been at the center of all this stuff that we've been dealing with in our community here on the Eastern Shore. We are proud to call Mrs. Fluharty an alumna of Chesapeake College, and we thank her for her service to our community. Jessica, please, we'll take our photograph. She's already got her medal, which she marched with, and we're going to take our photographs, and then she's going to address us.
Thank you, Dr. Coppersmith. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello to the 2021 and 2020 graduates. Wow, what a year of learning this has been for you. You, along with the rest of the world, have certainly been faced with many challenges this year. I'm so incredibly honored to be able to stand here in person and deliver this message of hope and encouragement to you. As I learned that I was the recipient of the 2021 Community Service Award, I took some time to really reflect on what my career has allowed me to accomplish in the short 12 years. It most certainly has not been the easiest of years. I have encountered many challenges in my academic and my professional journey. I've heard a lot of no's and received a lot of hard news and crucial feedback. I started at Chesapeake College while I was still in high school. I did the dual enrollment program, and I applied for the nursing program. Ever since I was little, I knew I was destined to be a nurse. I felt it in my bones. I was meant to help people heal. So I signed up for all of my prerequisites, I studied hard, and I got good grades. But God had another plan for me. He gifted me with a child at the young age of 19. That was the first time that people had told me that I wouldn't succeed. I was shocked. What do you mean I won't succeed? People told me that women who have children so young never finish school like they started, never get the dream job that they wanted, and never amounted to anything in life. I'll admit, I was crushed. I was so incredibly sad to think that this child would cause so many issues in my career goals. That was the first time I felt a true sense of desire. The desire to prove people wrong. As a desire to persevere and overcome whatever challenges came my way. So I did just that. I delivered a beautiful baby girl on Monday, and I took my anatomy and physiology final on Thursday with my 3-day-old baby sleeping behind me. Thank you. Thank you. I wasn't going to let anything stop me from reaching my dream. I'll never forget the day that I received my letter from the nursing program at Chesapeake College. I held the letter in my hand. I was so nervous, and yet I was so incredibly excited. I ripped the letter open, and I thought to myself, this is it. This is it. This is what I've been waiting for. I read the letter, and my excitement quickly drained, and I began to cry. I didn't get into nursing school. I was devastated. I had worked so hard, but apparently it wasn't hard enough, and I was crushed. I was put on the waiting list. I composed myself, I snuggled my baby girl, and again, I felt this overwhelming desire to succeed. I wasn't going to give up. While I waited with my fingers and my toes crossed that I would get the call to go to nursing school, I enrolled in massage therapy school. I went for the first week, and I quickly realized it wasn't for me. What perfect timing, though. On Friday of that week, I received the call that I was next on the waiting list, and I got into nursing school. I had succeeded. The next 2 years were a blur of studying and working and being a first-time mom. I spent hours and hours awake while she slept, so I could keep my grades up. It wasn't easy, that's for sure. It was hard, but I never gave up. Once I graduated nursing school, I applied Once I applied for an ED nurse position. I knew that was the kind of nursing I was meant to do. I loved ED nursing. I interviewed and I thought that it went really well, but I received another no. I was crushed, but again, I had this overwhelming desire to reach my goal of being an ED nurse. So I scheduled some time with the hiring manager, and I met with her and I asked, how could I be better? What could I do to better myself to move closer towards being an ED nurse? She gave me a lot of crucial feedback, and I took that to heart and I learned from it. And 10 months later, I became an ED nurse. During my time as an ED nurse, I learned an incredible amount. As I started training, one of the nurses who trained me was an ED nurse and also a forensic nurse. I was fascinated by that. That was my next goal. I was going to be a forensic nurse. So I studied and I became a sexual assault forensic nurse. I truly enjoyed being able to help the victims of assault. I worked full-time and I took call for the SAFE program at Shore Regional Health. As I continued to serve the victims of assault in our counties, I quickly realized that we needed to offer more for these victims. They arrived at the hospital after their assault, and most of the time, they had nothing else with them. And law enforcement, most of the time, sometimes not, but most of the time, had to take their clothes as evidence. The hospital did the best they could to provide for these victims, but I felt like it wasn't enough. So I created Operation Power Purse. This was a campaign to collect new undergarments and gently used clothing for these victims. We collected clothes and toiletries for them to have. We made sure that the victim had clothes to go home in, shampoo, soap, a toothbrush to go wash up with. I never wanted to see another victim go home in paper scrubs again. It was one of the most rewarding things that I was able to do for my community and our patients. I started to get the desire to do more again. I wanted to get more involved. I wanted to better myself. I wanted to help drive the change that we needed in healthcare. So I looked into going back to school online. I enrolled in my BSN program at Wilmington University. While I did that, I also applied for a new position as the Stroke Center Coordinator. I served as the Stroke Center Coordinator for almost 4 years, and during that time, I graduated with my BSN and my BSN in Nursing Leadership and Management. Many people ask me, what's one of the most proudest moments in your career? Remember that little girl that was going to prevent me from succeeding? Well, having Cameron watch me walk the stage with my MSN degree was one of my most proudest movements. Sorry. I was able to show her that with hard work and determination, you can do anything. Don't give up. You will hear many no's in your life, and you will encounter many roadblocks, but don't give up. After I graduated, I was ready for a more challenging leadership position. I went to my chief nurse and I told her, I'm ready. I am ready for a leadership position. I thought it was ready. Much to my surprise, I heard another no. She gave me some crucial feedback and told me that I was not ready for a leadership position yet. I was devastated again. But I picked myself back up, I listened to her advice, and I studied. I read every leadership book that I could find. I wanted to be better. Since that time, I have served in 3 leadership positions that have led me to my current position as the Regional Director of Emergency Services. My journey to this position has not been easy, but the key is, and the message I want all of you to hear today, is do not give up. Set your goals high and do whatever it takes to achieve them. Learn. Continue to learn each and every day. I live by telling myself, if I'm not trying to be better today than I was yesterday, then I've already failed. Keep it up. Keep up the great work that you have already accomplished. You are meant to do great things. Listen, ask, and truly listen to the feedback that you receive. Crucial feedback is hard to hear sometimes, but it's for your own growth. It's how you get better. Always seek feedback and apply it. Celebrate. Celebrate your successes. When you reach your goal, celebrate and then set a new goal. In conclusion, I want to encourage all of you to continue to reach high. Reach high for your goals that you set and never give up. Don't give up until you reach what you've set out to do. You can do it, and you are worth it. Thank you so much, and congratulations to all the graduates.
Thank you, Ms. Fluharty, for your inspirational message to our graduates and for your selfless service to our region. We also have opportunity today to recognize a very special group of graduates. 18 students graduating today with perfect 4.0 grade point averages. For those in attendance, please stand and be recognized and remain standing until everyone has been announced. Guests, please hold your applause to the end. Liliana C. Ball, Charles W. Barrett, Iman W. Chaudhry, Emily Page Clark, Abigail E. Dahlbach, Natalie Ann Delaney, Sarah K. Gillespie, Jessica Leanne Hyman, Hannah J. Jones, Cody Douglas Malshevsky, Sabrina K. Musser, Oscar Alexander Osorio Garcia, Jade Pearl, Niset Perez, Zoe A. Phillips, Hannah L. Seek, Kaylee R. Titz, Madeline E. Toth. Please let me offer each of you my sincerest congratulations on your impressive achievements. Please be seated. And now the moment we have been waiting for, the conferral of academic awards. Audience members are welcome to take photos from their seats, and we ask that you don't block the aisles or the area in front of the stage so that the graduates have easy access. Photographs of every graduate receiving his or her diploma will be available. Will the candidates please rise? Dr. Coppersmith, before I present the candidates for graduation, I would like once again to acknowledge our outstanding Chesapeake College faculty. Would the faculty please stand and be recognized? Thank you so much for your service to the college and our students. Everyone, please be seated. And now, Dr. Coppersmith, I have the pleasure of presenting to you those individuals in the official graduate record who, by recommendation of the faculty and the approval of the Board of Trustees, are completing all of the requirements for certificates. Will the candidates for certificates please rise? Shirley Elizabeth Lake. Human Services Addiction Counseling Certificate, magna cum laude, outstanding graduate in Human Services Addiction Counseling Certificate. Michelle Levon Chante Massey. Human Services Addictions Counseling Certificate. Shanita Janelle Milton, Human Services Addiction Counseling Certificate. Joanne N. Preston, Business Management Certificate, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Natalie S. Smith, Basic Transfer Studies Certificate, Phi Theta Kappa. Will the candidates for the associate degree please rise? Dr. Coppersmith, I have the pleasure of presenting to you those individuals in the official graduate record who, by the recommendation of the faculty and the approval of the Board of Trustees, are completing all of the requirements for the degree of Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Arts in Teaching, and Associate of Applied Science. Jade Pearl, Harrison Award winner. Ebony Paola Arguello, elementary education, elementary special education degree, cum laude, Education Honor Society. Joshua Lee Atwood, business management degree, magna cum laude, outstanding graduate in business management. Allison Michelle Baker, criminal justice degree, cum laude. Morgan Renee Bartz, business administration degree. Zoe Miranda Breeding, early childhood education, early childhood special education degree, Education Honor Society. Dylan Jacob Burrell, liberal arts and sciences degree, Phi Theta Kappa. Andrew West Corona, Liberal Arts and Sciences degree. Brennan Thomas Castle, Elementary Education, Elementary Special Education degree. Jaden Alexander Castle, Elementary Education, Elementary Special Education, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Outstanding Graduate in Elementary Education. Corinna J. Crenshaw, Liberal Arts and Sciences degree, Phi Theta Kappa. Charles Edward Crouch, Business Administration degree, summa cum laude. Courtney Nicole Cunningham, Early Childhood Development degree. Donna C. Donadio, Early Childhood Education, Early Childhood Special Education, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Nicholas Ryan Dunkerley, Liberal Arts and Sciences degree, summa cum laude. Lashira K. Evans, Business Administration degree. Andrea Marie Ewing, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Brooklyn Carol Foster, Liberal Arts and Sciences degree, cum laude. Michael Eric Garner Jr., Business Administration. Harrison T. Christ, Liberal Arts and Sciences degree, summa cum laude. Jose Luis Gonzalez Madrid, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Logan A. Green, Liberal Arts and Sciences degree. Blake Harrison Groves, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Gabrielle Elizabeth Hare, Accounting, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Outstanding Graduate in Accounting. Samantha Heather Herr, Liberal Arts and Sciences, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Jacob Michael Hughes, Technical Professional Studies, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Honors Program graduate. Kelly Lynn Jacobs, Technical Professional Studies. Stephanie Lynn Gerald, Technical Professional Studies, Honors with Distinction, Phi Theta Kappa. Jermaine Earl Johnson, Technical Professional Studies, magna cum laude, outstanding graduate in Technical Professional Studies. Emma Liliani Jones, Liberal Arts and Sciences, cum laude. Steele C. Kopp, Business Administration, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Brittany Rose Kreiner, Liberal Arts and Sciences, Honors Program graduate. Jordan Elizabeth Lewis, Early Childhood Education, Early Childhood Special Education, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Education Honor Society. Heather Marie Matthews, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Dysander Denise McCoy, Liberal Arts and Sciences, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Honors Program graduate. Amira Monique McNamara, Early Childhood Development. Angelica Carmen Mercado, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Samantha Marie Miller, Criminal Justice degree, Crime Scene Tech area of concentration. Michelle Danielle Murphy, Early Childhood Education, Early Childhood Special Education, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, Education Honor Society, outstanding graduate in education. Kevin Lee Nelson, III, Business Administration. Taylor Brooke Nickerson, Liberal Arts and Sciences, cum laude. Matthew Vincent Oliver, Liberal Arts and Sciences, Phi Theta Kappa. Wayne Edward Outlaw, Liberal Arts and Sciences, Phi Theta Kappa. Melissa A. Peck, Early Childhood Development. Niset Perez, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Brianna M. Potts, Business Administration. Stephen James Quinn, Business Administration, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Alexa Y. Arazo, Business Management. Sean D. Priest, Liberal Arts and Sciences, summa cum laude. Iris Bond Rick, Liberal Arts and Sciences, magna cum laude. Charles R. Shortle, Jr., accounting degree with honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Dylan A. Smith, Business Administration, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, outstanding graduate in Business Administration. Lily J. Tibbett, Criminal Justice. Janelle Torres, Elementary Education, Elementary Special Education. Tiffany Sherelle Waters, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Hannah Rain Wilkins, Business Management. Ashley Sierra Wilson, Liberal Arts and Sciences. Now I would like to welcome Dr. Coppersmith back for the conferring of degrees.
Will all certificate and degree candidates please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Chesapeake College, I confer upon you the certificate, degrees of Associates of Arts, Associates of Science, Associate of Arts in Teaching, and Associate of Applied Science with all the attendant rights and responsibilities. As a symbol of your new status, you may move your tassels from the right to the left. Graduates, now I say not goodbye, but farewell. You're always welcome to visit us. I encourage you to keep in touch with your faculty and classmates and to remember what you have learned here. I also encourage you to continue learning and share your knowledge and values with others. We want you to make your mark upon the world and wish you every success. Let us know about your achievements, your victories and triumphs. If we can be of any assistance in your continuing journey, make sure to give us a call or drop by for a visit. Congratulations, and always be Peak proud. Everyone, please rise. Just a final word of thanks and gratitude for those of you that joined us today. I know we're all ready for some normalcy, and for us, this is a major step towards that reality. So thank you for being with us today and being with us to celebrate these great students and their achievements. We will appreciate all guests remaining in place and standing until the academic recession has been completed. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.